to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. So today I will be doing a tutorial, and I know it's been a while since I posted last. I actually filmed this video a couple months back. I just haven't had the chance to do an intro. But the set that I'm doing was one that I had saved on my Pinterest board for a while. It's essentially like koi fish with some chrome and some 3D. So I'm really excited to show you guys. So let's get right into the video. So we're starting off with prep. I'm gonna go ahead and push back my cuticles. Next, I'm gonna go in with my cuticle bit. I don't remember the exact name of this one, but it's one of my favorites to use. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove all that cuticle and get them nice and clean. I normally take my time with this step because good prep is key to a long-lasting nail set. And if you do not do your cuticle work properly, you can have issues with retention, whether it be because there's still cuticle on the nail so the acrylic doesn't adhere properly, or visually it doesn't look as nice if the cuticles aren't nice and clean. Next, I'm buffing out the nails and removing the shine. Sometimes I do this with a mini buffer, but it's quicker when you do it with a e-file. My sanding band is fine, so I think it's 240. So it doesn't really do much damage if I go over it too much, but I try not to, just go over it once or twice. And then I'm wiping with some swipe to dehydrate the nail. You can also use alcohol. I just switched the swipe because, I don't know, I just wanted to try it. Didn't really notice much of a difference with the retention, so you choose. Now we're applying the tips. I have crooked nails, so this step usually takes me a long time. I prefer to use forms, but because they were stiletto, I haven't mastered my application using forms with doing stiletto nails, so I just use tips because it's easier. Because my pinky's crooked, I go off of the direction of the knuckle, not the nail. Same with this finger is actually okay, but my middle and index finger are crooked as well, so I place them in a different angle. My nails aren't super crooked, so it's really subtle, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so if my nails do look crooked and I see that, I want to just rip the whole set off. So if you have a crooked nail, just always follow the knuckle instead of the nail. And sometimes if it's super crooked, it's a little hard to do that, but just try your best to make it straight. Look at it from a few angles just to check. Now I am shaping the nails. I don't normally do this when it's square, but because these stiletto tips weren't that pointy, I bought them for almond nails. I just want to crisp that up a little bit before I do the application because it is a bit harder to shape with the acrylic on. And I'm also blending that into the natural nail, and then I go over one more time just to make sure everything is clean, because there is a little bit of lifting in the corner, and when the nail tip lifts a little, that can also cause lifting to the acrylic nail. So try to get rid of all of that, like lifting or anything like that. Now I'm going ahead with swipe again and just removing all of that extra dust. I have a problem with my nails lifting, and I think that's because they're fairly oily, so I like to dehydrate a few times. Then I go in with Protein Bond from Young Nails. I do 2 coats of this, and I actually heard in another video that this has like a 15-minute activation time, so keep that in mind if you take a little bit longer to do application, that you might need to wait and do your Protein Bond right before you do the application, or reapply another layer just to make sure. Now we're going straight into application. Here I'm using Cover Pink by Young Nails mixed in with a little bit of clear because I like more of a translucent kind of nude. And I'm just going ahead, I'm doing the first bead. This bead was actually a little bit dry. I prefer to work with a little bit of a wetter bead, but I put that where the nail tip and my natural nail tip meets, and then I bring that all the way down. I like my stilettos to be really thin. The length is a bit longer, so I will have to add a little more structure. Then I'm going ahead with my second bead. I placed this bead a little bit higher than the first bead I had placed, and I tap that into the cuticle and then bring the rest of it down. And normally I would do a third bead, but I thought it was pretty clean already and I wouldn't need a ton of filing, so I just left it like that. There was enough structure and everything to the nail. And then I basically do the same steps over for all the other nails. When I'm doing my application, I try to do it as smooth and thin as possible because especially when I'm doing my own nails, filing really takes it out of me. So I like to do it especially thin around the cuticle so I don't have to go over it like crazy. But I still do it thick enough so that there's enough structure in case I bump or bang up my nails, they don't break or damage my natural nail. And then I'm just going in and filling in that little dip in the nail to make sure it's smooth. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do application on the rest of the nails. Finally we're done, so I'm gonna go ahead and start shaping the nail. I just love a crisp stiletto, like it's my favorite thing in the whole entire world. My favorite file to use is an 80/80 grit file, and I'm just going over the nail, removing any bulk or any lumps, anything that's just not smooth. Filing is usually the quickest with stiletto nails for me, and it normally takes around 10 minutes to get the nails all smooth and perfect. I like to file going backwards because I feel like when you file forward, you can sometimes make the nail, you're going against the structure of the nail. So filing backwards feels more natural to me. Now I'm going in with my 5-in-1 carbide bit. I'm not entirely sure what the grit level is, but I think it's between medium and fine. I normally use a fine grit because if you use a fine grit, you won't really need to go over with a buffer or a sanding band. But this one really helps to get rid of the bulk of the acrylic or anything. It's really sharp, so I like it. This step is also very important when you're doing your nails, because if you don't seal your cuticles properly, the acrylic can cause lifting that's left on the skin or anywhere it shouldn't be. I also like to take this bit and go over the nail, kind of like I'm buffing the nail out and just smoothing out any imperfections. I'll also use it to clean up the shape, but the shape on these nails seem to be okay, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I love this bit when I'm using it for square nails because it really cleans up the underneath in case I went too thick at the tip of the nail, and also to just do a clean line at the edge. And now, because I will be doing chrome, I want to make sure that there are no ridges or anything that the chrome can stick into. I am buffing out the nail. We're almost ready for the design. I'm so excited to show you guys the design. So I'm going to take a little bit of black gel polish and a little bit of this rhinestone glue and mix that in together. We're doing 3D koi fish today. So now that my nails are done filing and everything, I went in with some matte top coat so that the chrome doesn't stick to the actual nail. This step isn't really needed. because I'm not really doing isolated chrome on a gel design, but I just wanted the nails matte, so I went ahead and did this first. Then I cured for 60 seconds and I did a little cleanup. So now for the design, I'm just wiping it off with a little bit of swipe, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start using that black and rhinestone gel mixture that I made and just kind of freestyle how I see the koi fishes in my eyes, how I've seen it done. And then I'm going ahead and drawing in the tails. On the thumb, I actually did a like trial error kind of take off camera, so I didn't get to film, but I was just testing out the chromes. So I'm going ahead and adding, this is just black nail polish because I wanted the texture to only be on the koi fish's body. And then I mixed a couple chromes together to kind of get this like metallic kind of look, and I wiped that onto the nails. For these nails here, I wanted to do the koi fish a different color than the fins and like tail and stuff, so I went ahead and did it with the chrome color I wanted to do, which was like a teal and then like a frosty kind of blue color. And then I went ahead and drawed on the tails and the the fins and stuff like that with that black. Cured for about 30 seconds, I believe, and then I went ahead and applied the chrome. I feel like I could have been a lot more neater when I did this design, but I think I'll do it again to retry it because I was in a little bit of a rush while filming and I did get a little bit excited. So I'm gonna dust that off, and then I'm adding some dimension of like a little bit of gold to add a little pop of color. So instead of using top coat, I used that rhinestone gel to seal in the chrome because I wanted a little more texture on the nails and a little more pop of the like glitter kind of thing. So I went ahead and retraced everything that I put in chrome. This takes a lot of detail. I was kind of rushing through it, but this is kind of the step. You just follow the same pattern that you have drawn on. Whatever's in chrome, you'll want the rhinestone gel to cover. And then a couple of the nails looked a little bit plain, so I added these kind of like swirl designs and put some more chrome on them. Top coated that, dusted off, and then here's the finished look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.